Oh my goodness. We're having a right scrap over there, aren't we? Look at that. In the road. Yeah, it's look, kicking off in black. Well, it had to, didn't it, on this video? Oh, there you go. Crazy Scots bar. Tell you what, that's a bit of a wild place, folks. It is. It's a wild place. Building which partially fell over here. Look, can you see? They've had to do it all up, and they blocked the road off for ages. Now Bickerstaff Street, named after an ex-mayor of Blackpool, Sir John Bickerstaff, and the guy who was responsible for getting Blackpool Tower built. So he had a street named after him, but it's not much of a street really, is it? If you're driving down here, well, you can't, can you? You'd have to go on the curb, wouldn't you, to get round. What a view. Welcome to another video, A Walk on the Wild Side, and I am here in Blackpool, and this is a bit of a special video, this one, folks, yes. It's 5 years since I started officially vlogging in Blackpool. It was July the 3rd, 2020, during the lockdown. I think we all remember that time, don't we? Yeah, and I was kicking around a bit. I couldn't do what I wanted to do, and a friend of mine, Mark, told me, why don't you get out and film some videos of Blackpool? And that's what I decided to do. And 5 years later, I'm still here. I've got almost 75,000 followers. Look at these seagulls there, tucking into some food. Hey, they're making a right racket, aren't they? So what I thought I'd do is I'd come back to the place where I started, here on Lytham Road in Blackpool. They're having a bit of a scrap, these seagulls here. So yeah, 5 years ago I started. And by the way, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button if you like I film all sides of Blackpool. That's what I do on this channel. Warts and all. That's what I do on this channel. From like the back streets to the Promenade and the sunsets. And that was what the channel was meant to be about from the start, and I still do it today. Oh my goodness. We're having a right scrap over there, aren't we? Look at that. In the road. It's kicking off in Blackpool with the seagulls. Anyway, what I thought I'd do in this video is try and retrace my steps from my first proper Blackpool vlogging video, which was the mean streets of Blackpool. I'm even wearing the same hat that I had in that video, and I didn't really know what I was doing. Well, I had an idea to show some of the downtrodden parts of Blackpool and then finish off with a nice sunset. So I'm going to try and recreate that video 5 years on. Is it going to be much different? Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Okay, so here I am where I started 5 years ago, Lytham Road. We're at the northern end of Lytham Road here. And just over the road we've got, it's got a tailor's over there actually. Blackpool, that guy's open all hours. So if you need any alterations or tailoring, go there. I don't think that was there when I first started. Just over there's the old lifeboat house. I remember when that was an arcade. It's now John Mack Tyres. But yeah, this is where I am. We're just here. Lytham Road leads to the Promenade up that way, and this road that comes off here is called Tyldesley Road, and Tyldesley Road is named after the Tyldesley family who built the first proper house in Blackpool. And you get a nice view of the tower down there as well. Look at that. If I pan this way, we get to see the Home Bargains. This is where the Coliseum coach station used to be here. Anyone remember the Coliseum? And I remember when they built this store, it was a quick save when they first built it. But what I'm going to do first is we'll head down this road here, Hopton, because I went down here to have a look at the old trams. So we got the old tram depot down here, And but like I say, I said, are there going to be any changes? Well, there are changes. You will definitely see changes in this video. I'll put a link to the Main Street video at the end of this one, so you can have a look and see how young I look in that video 5 years ago. But let's have a little nosy at the tram. Now, one thing that is different is that all this down here, the big depot here, is all it's all closed off, unfortunately, because it's in a bit of a state of disrepair. The roof is dangerous, so unfortunately they've had to stop all the trams coming out of here, the heritage trams. Tramtown is open. It is open. You can book to go to Tramtown and you can have a look around these sheds here. You can get to see some of the old trams, but unfortunately the main depot, we'll have a little look through, shall we, is unfortunately closed off to the public until they can raise enough money to repair the building, mainly the roof, because the roof is in a pretty bad order. But this is how it looks 5 years on from my first video. Yeah, so I'll put a link to the other video at the end of this one if you want to have a look, see how much younger I look. But yeah, we're just at the back of the store now, Home Bargains. I remember when it opened as a quick save. Was it a gateway? Or was it a quick save? And then it became a gateway. And now it's a Home Bargains. I'll just turn you back around again. So all this here is Blackpool Transport. All these, this is actually the Tramtown bit, or most of this here. I think all of this here is the Tramtown Museum. So let's have a little look at where so this was the Coliseum. It was always like a car park at the back, and then you had like a coach station at the front where that shop is now. So this is the back of Tyldesley Road here. Some pretty big look at the buildings there. Look how big they are. Look at, you know, when they first built hotels and that in Blackpool, they didn't have all these big extensions on the back. They actually added them, I think, or quite a lot of extensions were added later on because of the amount of people that were coming to Blackpool. The council just let a lot of the hotels and guest houses just add extension after extension. But we're now at the Blackpool Transport headquarters here. So this road here that I'm on now is called Blundell Street, and the tram tracks used to run straight down there, and then you could turn left onto Princess Street and then onto the Promenade. But as you can see, something different to the first video is that all that over there was a wasteland, because the contractor that was going to build all these new houses here, Vauxhall Village, had gone bust, and all this was empty for years. They only started building these, I think it was less than 2 years ago. So all this land over here was empty for so long. But let's have a look this way. Blackpool Transport headquarters. And just down here we've got Corporation Tram. This was actually taken from somewhere else, I think. I think that used to be the sign, the old sign somewhere, and they took it off and put it down here. So it's all changed around here, folks. Not so much with the Blackpool Transport, but that's the head office there. But it's definitely all changed over here, because this was all just a wasteland. Well, it wasn't really a wasteland. Well, I think this bit might have been, but the section over here that we're looking at now, you see this section here, they'd actually put the footings in for all these houses, and they never actually got round to building them until the last, I think it was like early last year or something. It took so long. It took so long. But look at it now, eh? And people are living in these houses now, can you believe it? And if you look back on that video that I did 5 years ago, it was just a wasteland around here. And now look at it, we've got a new road as well. It's called Shimwell Drive. Nice view of the tower. But we'll head this way, we'll head up to we're going to join up with Tyldesley Road again. Bit of roadworks going on here at the moment. But we're now just across from the old Pavilion Cinema. Yeah, it's kicking off in Blackpool. Well, it had to, didn't it, on this video? Oh, there you go. Yeah, the old Pavilion Cinema. And on the ground floor, we've got Crazy Scots Bar. I tell you what, that's a bit of a wild place, folks. It is. It's a wild place. Straight up there is Manchester Square. So we're back onto Tyldesley Road again, and we're getting to see all this now. Look at this here on the right hand side. All these were all hotels. It pretty much mirrored what's on the left hand side. You see there, all the hotels there? And now look at it. They're all houses. I think there's a bit of a running event on. I can see some people. Yeah, there's a running event on tonight. We might catch that when I get onto the promenade. But yeah, look at this now. It's all changed. I just want to mention as well that July is going to be a bit of a special month. So what I'm going to do, what I've decided to do is make it a bit of a giveaway month. I'm going to be giving some stuff away, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because I am going to be giving things away throughout the whole of July. So make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you tick the bell as well for notifications, because I'm definitely going to... I've mentioned it in the past, I've tried to give stuff away in the past and I never got round to it. I'm just no good at giving stuff away, but it's all because I don't know how to set it up and I don't know how to do it, but I'm definitely going to do it this time. So we're just looking at these properties here, which they haven't finished off yet. What do you reckon? It won't be too long before these are finished off, and it looks like people are snapping them up as well. We're just coming up to Princess Street. Oh, the sun's shining. We're going to get a sunset, folks. But we did have a little look through here last time. Let's have a little look, shall we? Bit of a building site here, but it won't be too long before they get this bit finished off. I just wanted to quickly show you this here. That was the old job centre there, and that's been empty for how long now? 5 years? Bit of a waste, isn't it? So who have we got to blame for this building here being empty for so long? The old job centre. Just think how many flats you could make out of that. Just think how many homeless people you could fit in there. You could probably fit all the homeless people in Blackpool in there if you designed it inside as flats. But what do I know? Yeah, what do I know? So we'll carry on. We'll have a look at the promenade in a minute, like I did on the last video. I took a picture, I got my camera out on that video, and I took a picture of the sunset. But we're now up to Princess Street. This is where the tram used to come, because I spoke about that road before, Blundell Street. Well, it comes out just up there, and you can see, you might be able to see the tarmac over it actually. Can you see the tram track there? So we've got the old foxhole on this side, one of the oldest parts of Blackpool, and we've got the new foxhole on this side. Yeah, it's all changed in Blackpool, isn't it? But I'll just show you the tram track there. Look, there you go. So this would have gone out onto the promenade. In the olden days, it probably became disused, I think, in the 60s. I think it was the mid 60s. Same time as the railway. Just here we've got Saints and Sinners adult superstore. Carry on. So yeah, I mentioned before about the Tyldesley family. Well, they actually built their house in about 1675 on this site here. It was called Fox Hall. It was a holiday home. But they lived out at St Michael's, and they built the house on that site there, where it's now Mark Kelly's. Can you see Mark Kelly's? And there's a blue plaque. I won't show the blue plaque, but there is a blue plaque on the front there which you can have a look. 1675, and it was the Tyldesley family who had the road behind named after them, because they built the first proper house in Blackpool. But we're just coming out onto the promenade now. Oh, we can hear some banging music from Mark Kelly's. Someone's won a teddy down there. I'm going to have to get across the road away from this music. So this is how Blackpool Promenade looks like 5 years on after my first proper vlogging video, the main streets of Blackpool. We've got a landau coming on. Let's just catch the landau, shall we? I'm a little bit worried about that music, because I wasn't worried about music or anything like that at first, because I wasn't bothered, but when I first started filming this channel, I wasn't really thinking I would make a career out of it as such. But there you go. It happened. Okay, so I'm just heading down the back streets again, because we love the back streets, don't we? There's a lot of music going on all over the place. This is Vauxhall Road. Just over there we've got the new Philly Sports Bar. Tommy Cutler's, cheapest pint in the UK, £1.75. Just over here we've got another Mark Ellis Central. And down there we've got the lifeboat. I'm just going to head down this way and just try and get away from this music. So I'm going to head down here onto Dale Street, because I did come down here on the original video. I did look a little bit like a rabbit caught in the headlights on that video. I've learned quite a bit since though. Now that's looking back to where I was before, because at the Green Cafe on the corner, the Lindale, and there was a building which partially fell over here. Look, can you see? They've had to do it all up, and they blocked the road off for ages. There's a lot of that going on in Blackpool, you know, a lot of buildings crumbling, falling down, being set on fire. That's Bairstone Street. There's a lot of hotels and that down there, you know. Some quite nice hotels, but we'll carry on down this way, shall we? Dale Street. Yeah. I don't smoke, no, sorry. So yeah, this is Dale Street where I came on the first video, and I showed this building here, but it used to be in fact there's still evidence of it. It used to be like a UFO exhibition. It was run by some old fella who's since passed away, and it's now storage. Can you see storage? And if you look back on my video, you'll see there's flats above there, and someone came along and kicked the door. I don't think he was trying to kick the door in. I think he was just trying to make a bit of a noise to wake someone up. But yeah, that used to be the UFO exhibition centre. As you can see, they've still got the sign above the door there. Just here, we used to have a shoe market by the look of it. I'm just down the back of this is Shannon Street, although it's a bit of a back alley. Got some flats here with parking underneath. These roads are so narrow around here. They're really, really narrow. But yeah, this is Dale Street, Vauxhall. We'll carry on. Just round the back of the Hardwick. That's the Hardwick pub there on the left. They do a cheap pint in there as well. Now Bickerstaff Street. Let's have a little look down here, shall we? Named after an ex-mayor of Blackpool, Sir John Bickerstaff, and the guy who was responsible for getting Blackpool Tower built. So he had a street named after him, but it's not much of a street really, is it? Tiny. little street in a very, I mean, look at it, look. You could barely get a car down there. If you're driving down here, well, you can't, can you? You'd have to go on the curb, wouldn't you? Can you believe that? You'd have to go on the curb to get round. So that's the Hardwick. £1.80 a pint. Now down the back of Foxhall Market. Now there are some, if you look on the walls here, you'll see some things. It's like artworks. We've got Charlie Chaplin up there. And not really sure what it's all about, but if we look this way, some things do not change. And this is one of them. We are now looking at this block of flats, which I featured on my video 5 years ago. Empty and derelict. And as you can see, no change. No change at all. And it's not much different over the road. Look at this. This is York Street. I'll tell you what, those seagulls are making a right racket. Look at this here. Yeah, so this is the scene. And we're just a couple of streets back from the Promenade in Blackpool. Well, we'll carry on. And just up here we've got the £1 burger, Higgett's Arcade, and also next door to that we've got the Powers prize bingo. Every prize is one win. Daddy has left the building. £1 burger. Okay, so I'm continuing on now to Chapel Street, and this is where we're going to see another massive change from my first video, because just over here on the right hand side is where the magistrate's courts used to be, a huge complex, and of course the police station. Well, the police station is still there, but what's happened to the courts? Well, they've all gone, haven't they? Look at this, what a change. What a difference. We've only got that huge lump stuck up there. The headquarters of Blackpool Police. And that's pretty much the only thing that's left. So there you go. There's a view of Blackpool Tower, and the sunlight now is looking really nice. The sun's getting low. And this is all that's left of this massive brutalist complex, which was designed by Roger Booth, and we've just got that block to go. Now that's a massive difference to when 5 years ago when I first started filming. I'll just give you a little look at Chapel Street. Just over here we've got the Stanley Showboat. It's a really old building, that. The Stanley Arms. Now that wasn't, I don't think that was open when I came past last, I don't know. But that's Dale Street, where I just came from. And just over there, you can see the central pier, just over there is Foxhall Road, which I was on before, just on the, so they're really, really narrow streets. But it's looking quite lively on the promenade. We're going to head down this way though. And I'll show you something else which is not there. Yeah, so I just want to remind you to hit subscribe and like the video, that I will be giving stuff away throughout the month of July. And if it goes well, if the well, they're not competitions, they're just giveaways really. You don't have to be, there's no money involved or anything like that. I just got to think of a way to do it, a fair way to do it. And if it goes well, I might carry on doing giveaways as I go along. But the month of July is going to be like a celebration month for keeping this channel going for 5 years, still going after 5 years, and I want to keep going for another 5 years. Right, I've just turned a left. I'm between the Funland amusements on the right hand side, and I've got this fish and chips here on the left. We'll just have a little look see what's going on up here. I'm trying to retrace my steps a little bit. Let's have a little look here, how we're looking. I'm filming this on a Wednesday in Blackpool. It's not looking like mad busy or anything, is it really? Let's have a look this way, shall we? Oh, look at that sun. Sun getting really low now, looking really nice. There's Funland. My goodness, what Funland seemed to be shutting early. And Funland, you know, Funland, this was the arcade. It was the arcade to go to in Blackpool, 2 levels. And Barry Noble's Funland, yeah. And now they're shutting early. I can't believe it. I'm filming this at what, 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock in the evening. So we've got these steps here. Now let's go up these steps and I'll show you what's missing. I think you know already. So I actually came up here when I did my first video. So we'll have a little look, shall we? See what's going on up here. It's interesting up here actually. Now, as you can see, if I poke the camera through this gap, you can see that there's no bridge. Did I go across the bridge in that first video? I don't know. They've taken the bridge away. So I can't get across there. But I tell you what, I think someone's been sleeping up here. There's a couple of duvets there. But yeah, these steps here, they're here because of the emergency exit for Funland, I think. So I'm just heading back down now. As you can see, we've got that big massive concrete block there. Look at that. What do you think to that? Was it 1972 when it opened? Yeah, so I'm just heading down. I've just seen one of those e-bikes go along the tram tracks up there and they were doing about 60 miles an hour. Oh my goodness. They're a menace, aren't they? Yeah, I can't believe that Funland closes so early these days. And it used to be, like I say, it used to be the #1 arcade in Blackpool, Barry Noble's Funland. And as I look up this way, I can see all the other arcades are open. The Golden Mile up there, the Golden Mile's open, the Coral Island's open. Funland is closed. But anyway, we're going to end with a bit of a sunset, folks. So let's go and check out the beach and the sunset. I think someone's looking a bit lost here, but we've made it to the Promenade in Blackpool. Just look at this now. The tide is, I think the tide's going out at the moment. It's hard to tell sometimes. This is how it's looking. There's still a little way off sunset. The sun's just gone into a bit of a cloud over there. We've got a bunch of seagulls down here which are having a few leftover chips. But yeah, look at that there. What a view. Yeah, they've had a bit of a running event tonight, a 10k. I think it was a 10k fun run, and it started here on the Tower Headland. So it looks like they're starting to take everything away now. There's always a lot that goes on around here in front of the tower on the comedy carpet. It's where they hold all the events, the shows, the switch on event. So this is the clearing up after the fun run. Let's have a look at the tower, shall we? Come on. Well, it's looking quite lively in Blackpool now in front of the tower here on the Tower Headland. It was the Race for Life. Seems like a massive event as well, yeah. I think it was a 10k and a 5k and a 3 or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a runner, but they always have like running events in Blackpool. So that's what is happening here, and that's my anniversary video, yeah, of the main streets of Blackpool. It all started 5 years ago on the same day, yes, and Will they still be here in 5 years? And how many more changes will there be in Black? Will the town still be here? Well, I hope so. I hope so. But don't forget to subscribe, because like I said, this month I'm going to be starting to do some giveaways, just giving a little bit back. Thanks to everyone who's stuck with me, especially if you've been with me since the start. But I'm going to leave it there now. If you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and tick the bell for notifications of new videos, and I'll see you again on the next one.